Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mania 4Key World Cup 2018. My name is Halogen, and I'm here with Australia's favorite platypus here, Lusty Platypus. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. How are we all? I'm doing great. I've had a wonderful weekend so far, and now I'm just excited to sit back and relax for a bit while I watch some other people play.
Yeah, you've already had two pretty good showings here as a part of the Australian team. How's competing been on this pretty aggressive pool?
Oh, the pool, it's really stressful. It helps that I've been doing this for a while now, so that some of the other players on the team, some of them are on their first time, so it's interesting to see them, deal with the things that I've already kind of gotten past.
Yeah, that's right. You're actually a veteran now. You're no longer a rookie having this. This is your second time around, correct?
This is my second in a row, and I had also 2015.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. So on stream here, we've got the current results of all the previous matches here. We've had a couple of sweeps here. We got 4 sweeps up on the board here, and we had Spain versus Macau actually run its course down 5-3. Pretty intense match. And at this point, I believe we are supposed to be streaming Peru and Malaysia, despite what the graphic says here. I'm waiting for confirmation on that just to be certain.
Yeah, it does look like it at the moment.
Yeah, we'll just wait for that to come right on stream, and then we'll get started with talking about the dynamic here. I can tell you right from the bat, though, Malaysia, talk about a brutal high seed, let me tell you.
Yeah, like, there's no really room to breathe at all, especially even though the map pools are still, like, much higher, like, in terms of difficulty. Like, people are still getting insane scores, so there's not really that much room to breathe at all.
Yeah, definitely not. It's very tense, as we said here. And now this would be Peru's second match here up against Malaysia. They lost 5-0 at the hands of the United States. So in most situations here, being down with a loss, your second match is technically a fight for your tournament life here, and they've got a heck of a wall to climb being up against Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean, it's always stressful when you're in the group stage, especially if you're one of the lower seeds coming into it, because you've got, like, the lower seed you are, the more hard matches you have ahead of you.
Absolutely. Actually, another little interesting tidbit there, as you can now see on the stream itself, Peru actually going to have a short little gauntlet to run here. After going up against Malaysia, they immediately have to jump into a match against Thailand, who I believe is actually already 0-2, if I'm not mistaken. So technically, they're already eliminated. This is just a fight for glory, I suppose.
It's a fight for bragging rights.
Yeah, absolutely. And on stream now, we have our current teammates here. Akuma123, the 05, I believe that is. Jakub and Ovento17. I hadn't seen too much of the Peruvian team in play here, but I have seen that the 05 is actually an impressively skilled player. I saw some stats from them, and they were putting up some really good scores.
Yeah, the Malaysian side as well. I saw some of the multiplayer links as well, and they're putting out some really solid scores.
Yeah, Malaysia is a very threatening team for high seed, and I mean, some of the names are just terrifying in their own right. Chiwi 10 being a name that definitely would be a little bit scary to deal with competitively. You've also got Watara Kisa, who's very well skilled. Neok J, I believe, is really solid with long notes. Same thing with X-Ray. It's just a really well-rounded team for a high seed. Even top seed teams would probably be a little bit fearful of the kind of roster they'd be facing in Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a bit scary going up against a team that you kind of know is, a bit more better in kind of the areas that you have strengths in. Like, sometimes you have the mismatch where you have, like, a team that's really good at LN, and then a team that's really good, like, speed. And then you kind of have a really close match because you trade back and forth. But if you've got, like, 2 teams that have similar skill sets, and then you kind of transition into, like, just picking the same maps and then losing on maps over and over again, it gets kind of a bit down.
Mentally taxing. It's all just a big battle of morale, for sure. And off with our first warm-up, rather, here between Peru and Malaysia. Ayun Me Nouta Shuchan difficulty. I'm not entirely sure who picked this warm-up, but I guess I can surmise it being Malaysia, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, and there goes the LN wall spam. Oh my goodness, that assault of long notes. And there's mini jacks and everything in there. Woohoo!
We all know that the warm-up game is the real game.
That's right. We've got to start handing out honorary awards for warm-ups and
best warm-up.
Oh my goodness! After that assault of long notes, look at the score differences between both teams already, and that could be a little bit of an indication for some of the match dynamic coming up.
I mean, where's the giant SV? The obligatory
the teleport.
Yeah, the teleport, so that you can guarantee your team wins the warm-up.
And here's some note-taking for any teams who might be worrying about having to face Malaysia either in groups or afterward. Just the long note ability, obviously through the roof. Their Chiwi at a 99.84 after this initial assault of long notes and just destroying this next section here. NeoKG doing very well as 99.6%. I mean, this is complete and utter destruction of these long note walls.
Yeah, it's pretty scary to see a team that's really confident on LN, especially in this pool, because there's a lot of long notes that are really, really tricky to pull off. And if you have a team that can full combo, I think you can be pretty much just confident enough on full combos alone in this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we can definitely infer from the previous pool, last year's pools compared to this pool, in terms of long notes, if you've got the long note capability and have actual understanding and comprehension of release technique, you are in such good shape for some of these maps.
Yeah, I mean, it's really changed the dynamic in group stage. I think it's really shifted from getting those huge ratios to on pretty much everything, like going for, the full combo.
Sure thing. And we're now hitting the halfway mark here, and my goodness, the Cube absolutely struggling, falling below the A threshold. If not momentarily, it may go away again. And there's another long note PI, and percentage is actually fighting upward, but not very consistently, unfortunately. Meanwhile, NeoKG and Chiwi 10 full combo still over 3,500 combo, still pushing along like it's no big deal.
That's so impressive. I like every time I see LN, I just like break down.
X-Ray, I think, might have gotten lost in that previous LN stream. Actually stopped for a moment. Life bar hit 0 for a split second, but back to full already in this little break. Oh, and there's some nice little SV play here. No teleports, just some brief slowdowns. And down to the last quarter of the song here, only person holding a full combo here is NeoKG, KJE rather, at 4,600 combo, still pushing strong. Chiwi with the better percentage, but as a result of the full combo, Neo's got the higher overall score. Meanwhile, the 0-5 is actually struggling himself to keep above the S threshold, the Cube at 88.6%. And after that lapse that caused X-Ray to stop for just a moment, X-Ray is actually up to about 95.1 again, going to have to fight to hold that S. But at this point, 600,000 points almost in favor of Malaysia, and this is just an absolutely brutal long note map. I mean, this is the kind of density and structure we could see for quarterfinals, semifinals level. I hope we don't see anything for quarterfinals like this. Goodness. And NeoKJE still going, about to encroach 6,000 combo here. Goodness. And there it is, 6,000 combo, song almost over. Is the combo going to be maximized for all the notes in the song here? We're going to have to find out momentarily. 6,500 almost. And 0-5 managing to hold on to the A, not losing it yet. The Cube at 87%. Akuma finally losing the S at the last Ki, and that's going to be it. Oh my gosh. NeoKJE losing it at the very end. What an incredible combo. Only 8 200s on that. Chiwi with 7 200s and 3 50s. I'd like to imagine that the OD must be reasonably low on this map to get ratios like this. That is absolutely inhuman and absolutely, no disrespect intended to that team. It's just incredible densities.
getting ratio on LN in general is just absolutely insane, especially with score v2.
Yeah. Like I said, it had to be a pretty low OD. I'd be willing to check, but I don't want to pull away from looking at this here. I'd imagine it's probably an OD0 or something along those lines.
Yeah, especially with score v2 though. The if it went for the OD, just the release timing alone would be absolutely insane.
Absolutely. And then next warm-up selection here: Sea Grapes, difficulty name Dumperino Jackarino. I wonder what this
sounds great. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what this could be. Do you think it could be like a long note map?
I don't know. Not a clue. Oh man, just waiting here. I mean, like I said, I can't imagine it being very different than what's said here. Jack dump of sorts, chord jacks. Let's just see what kind of variants of jacks can do.
My body is ready. I just want to see the SV.
Gotta have the teleport.
Yeah. You gotta guarantee the win. You gotta have it secure. Just put a 10 times SV in there somewhere. Just for good measure.
Where's evening?
Yeah. Someone call up the SV mappers. We got a map we need.
Difficulty name's a lie. I don't see any jacks.
Yeah. I feel like we've been bamboozled. Okay,
well, there was just a few for a moment there.
I feel like it's like most dump maps where you get to the chorus and then it just like goes absolutely insane.
The thing is, you can't even call this a dump map. It's actually following something pretty coherent within the song.
Yeah. I feel like we're about to eat our own words. Like, surely.
Yeah, we'll say.
With a name like that.
Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of dumpiness here. Just a little bit. Still not too bad, though, given the song, anyway.
Oh, okay. I thought this was gonna go a bit differently.
I was expecting a bit more. This is still pretty fair overall. This is pretty tame. This is actually a relatively serious chart overall.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd play this.
It up a bit.
Oh. Here we go.
Again, it's still pretty fairly structured overall. You can hear... Oh, there you go. There was a little bit more there.
Some column jacks.
Yeah. Longer.
We've got a lot of practice with those. From Asgore.
There. Like I said, overall, this is still pretty fair, so can't really complain. The difficulty name was generally kind. Oh, there we go. Stepping it up a little bit more now. Some repeated sequences of 4-note jacks there. That's pretty tiring.
And there we go.
And there you go. Yep. 120,000 point lead in favor of Malaysia. Solid scores all around. Neo with a 7,200 run. Chiwi with 15 to 0-5. Again, alluding to this player being rather impressive compared to, being an unseeded team. 266 300s is actually the best ratio, 300 ratio rather, in the room.
It's quite interesting to see the accuracies in the warm-ups, and you can kind of get a bit of a glance at maybe how you can see some of the maps going down, especially given how we saw a bit of the LN style and then we saw a bit more of a Jack style. So we could be seeing different teams leaning towards a more preferred style that they want.
Peru wins the roll. I did not exactly say, I think it was a 76 versus a 23, I believe. But in any case, the number does not matter. Malaysia will be banning first. Question is, where do they go?
They almost added up to 100.
Just short. Just short. Just by one.
Yeah. That's the one that I used to win my roll. I took it.
I do not. I am not a fan of rolls. I'm pretty sure I remember getting a roll in a Discord chat for rolling a 1 in a tournament match. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I am the toy of Mania World Cup. Malaysia going and banning There is a reason? That's a little surprising.
That is a bit weird. Although I have noticed that people seem to be avoiding that in general. Even like LN focused teams, who pick like all the LN maps. Like you pick Tic Tac, you pick Jig, but they seem to like avoid. There is a reason. It might be because of the length and the consistency required. It's a bit stressful.
I was about to cite that because I think that 440s in the 440s in terms of time, something like that. It's over 4.5 minutes.
It's just a bit under 5 minutes, I think.
I was trying to remember what the length of that song was in comparison to Otatsu Revolution, our current tiebreaker. But I know that they're fairly close.
I think it is longer. I don't remember.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. And Peru starting out with an SV pick, going with I Do What I Want. Chiwi, bye.
Yeah.
Chiwi just
Chiwi, bye.
Leave. Bye. Have a great one.
I always enjoy seeing the SV picks come out from the lower seed because it's like a good equalizer if like a higher seed is a bit too cocky with how they play and they don't practice.
I'm interested here. If Peru's well rehearsed, they could end up winning this, assuming that Dakub can hold up in terms of accuracy. We know Akuma's got good accuracy, and the 0.5 is even stronger, so I'm interested in seeing how this goes. Malaysia might need a choke in order to tilt it in their favor, though.
Yeah, if you practice this map a lot, it gets pretty... you can get some pretty good scores on this if you practice it enough. It's really just kind of getting used to how the actual map's structured, and then you can start to actually get a really good ratio.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of my best scores in this pool, personally, after trying it out.
Yeah, it's definitely my top 3. There are a few sections that you have to be careful of, though, and we'll see whether or not everyone is practiced enough to understand where those sections are.
Yeah, absolutely. The nice thing about this is once you've given it a good enough amount of practice, you can actually get by ghost tapping quite aggressively in this map and not really pay any consequences. There's just in my opinion, two sections you've got to keep an eye on for tapping incorrectly if you ghost tap.
Yeah, you do definitely have a lot of room to ghost tap if you're someone who prefers that. I normally don't ghost tap, but I do ghost tap this map because I feel like it makes it flow quite a lot more.
Yeah, you can effectively ghost tap one half in almost this entire map. Ooh, Dakub with a really bad start there.
Yeah, that starting, if you're not careful, can be pretty difficult. And the thing with SV like this is if you miss one, you can really like snowball that into quite a few misses, considering how like it doesn't really give you anything to go off if you lose your place because the notes just stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Performance here, impressive going by Malaysia here. Mini score with a 99.75, best on the team there. All three players sitting roughly around 99.5 plus. And, nothing can be said about that here. It's a shame here. Akuma and the Zeros are actually both sitting in the mid to upper 99s, but Dakub is just falling off. The Zeros and Akuma sitting at 99.6 plus at this point. So that score gap is almost entirely as a result of Dakub's underperformance there.
Yeah, just a few misses, and that's pretty much all it took. Bit unfortunate there, but
wow, take a look at this. 91 by Akuma, 102 by the Zeros. Actually takes on two of Indonesia's players there, so almost equalized, but unfortunately, Dakub not being able to keep up there. 210 300s, a 24 200s, just not going to cut it, unfortunately.
Yeah, the scores there are pretty impressive overall, though.
Yeah, no doubt. And with that being done here, Malaysia is going to be countering Peru's first pick here. And I'm wondering now where they're going to go with. Again, it was a little bit confusing to see there's a reason being banned, but I guess when you take length into account, not entirely surprising. Waiting for something where they can just absolutely capitalize with regards to long notes here.
Yeah, I do think we're going to see just long note picks from Malaysia here.
There's enough in the pool to support it.
Yeah, we have... Oh, actually, we did get 2 LN bans, though. that leaves us with Jig and then the mixed pick, which is Suki or Heaven.
There we
That
go.
one
Yeah,
is also
putting that up
quite Ellen heavy.
Greatly appreciated that getting put up there. But yes, we've got Jig, Tsukio Heaven, the mixed pick. And we've also got Saigo, a little bit easier. But
Oh yeah,
as
Saigo.
we
How can I
hear
forget?
Jig by Malaysia. Pretty effective pick overall. Also short and sweet. Can't really complain too much about it.
Good song though.
Yeah, good song. Heavy on the long notes, but over pretty quickly as well. Comes over just under 2 minutes if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I like this pick. It's quite fun. Like, even if I can't play it, I still enjoy playing it.
Definitely. And it serves as a pretty good, effective two-way attack against Peru there, because obviously, you know, Akuma and vv306501193 have good accuracy, but the long notes taper that off. And then Dakub seems to be tapering off in accuracy in general. So this is basically just saying, hey, here's the mix snaps, the polyrhythms, the mix of long notes, everything there. Good luck, have fun.
It's also pretty easy to drop on this because it's Score V2. If you let go of an LN like instantly, there's a chance that you just miss entirely. And there's a lot of really short LN.
Yeah, all over the place in this one.
Yeah. And then to top it off, there's also some really, like technical holds. You have to really be on point when you're like releasing if you don't want to pick up accuracy drops.
Yeah, and the polyrhythms really don't help for release points either.
So I want to see how both teams do on the really short bursty LN parts.
The patterns are pretty fluent, but it's easy to get really mixed up if you start embedding really bad habits. I found myself getting pretty bad habits on this one pretty quickly.
Yeah, you need to transition well. It's quite easy if you get the transitions right, but if you screw it up once, you just pick up a whole bunch of misses. Everyone, though, hitting those little bursts quite well, so it looks like everyone's pretty confident of hitting them.
Yeah, this lead's pretty small overall. Dakub keeping the combo intact there. Akuma into 0.5 and really solid accuracy. Oh my goodness, look at
Picking up a miss there.
99.91. Look at him go.
Oh. And it's going up.
Proof positive. Malaysia and long notes. Match made in heaven.
That is a ridiculous accuracy there.
Coming down to the last fourth of the song, and Malaysia already with almost 50,000 point lead. Dakub finding a drop. That is certainly not going to help anything.
I was about to say if Chiwi can keep that accuracy up, that's going to be like a really insane score, but he's dropped quite a bit in that last little bit there.
Still insane.
I say quite a bit, it was like 0.01.
I just saw the Rainbow 300 not be rainbow anymore. That's what it is.
That's what I saw. I was just like, oh, okay. 69 300s.
Nice. That is incredible. Nice. My goodness. 15-1.
That is a crazy score.
The 0.5 and Neo KJE, same 300 count, but the 0.5 slightly under par there with 6 200s as opposed to Neo's 3. And Akuma immediately responding with Asgore, the Jack Heavy pick. Suddenly the warm-up makes a little more sense now.
Yeah, I saw the warm-up and I'm like, this looks familiar. I don't know why though.
Shoutouts to Undertale being literally everywhere.
It's a good song as well. There's a lot of good songs in this map, Paul. I love it.
Yeah, in terms of overall songs, I really like a lot of the content in here.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it easy to practice when you like the song, so you can just jam it out.
Yeah, I think funny enough, the only song that I legitimately disliked in terms of actually listening to is one of the bands, which was There Is a Reason. I'm not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But things like Genesis at Oasis, which is a little bit on the longer side compared to other things in the pool, fine to listen to. I didn't mind Tsukio Heaven too much as a song either. It was all right.
Yeah, like there's stuff for everyone as well. It's pretty good. I like how, you know, if you can listen to everything, it makes it a lot easier to just, all right, I'm gonna go practice now because I can actually listen to these songs. Whereas opposed if you hated them, you just be like, I don't want to practice because, I'm gonna listen to a song that I hate for 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make you really want to try very hard either. It's just like, get it over with already.
Yeah. All right, I'm interested to see, because we saw Chiwi pull out a huge ratio, and this is a map that I think is going to be a bit famous for people getting massive scores on it. As long as you don't miss.
Jack picks are notorious for that, always.
Yeah, it feels like with Jacks, it's like you can either not do them and just miss, or you can just ratio them and get like a million.
Yeah, that's it. There's never any in between in it. And it's interesting because I've even found that songs that have higher densities in terms of layering, it doesn't affect much. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. Like the only difference is just reading. It's not like you need more speed to be able to. It depends on your technique, but you could probably get like, you don't have to play faster. You just have to be able to read what you're actually pressing.
Oh my goodness, here leads going back and forth. Coop actually keep things really tight.
Yeah, we're seeing
pretty good job overall. Actually holding solid against Mini Sora there, which Peru really could use right now. This is a good start for them. They need to keep this going here. They're putting up a really good fight.
Here's the scary part, though.
99.95, both players.
For a moment there, the Peru players, Akuma and Daisro, were actually tied with the Malaysian players on accuracy, but it's drifted apart since.
Oh, Dakub having much more trouble controlling the alternating triples here. Percentage going down ever so slowly. Akuma keeping things intact. Same thing with the 0-5, but again, holding up against Malaysia, it is just an absolute wall here. Lowest score being 99.81 by Mini Sora, and it is quickly climbing.
Yeah, there's always the risk with this pick that, someone's going to choke because, like I said, the map is, it's quite easy to get a high score if you can play the map, but it's also really easy to choke on that middle section with the short LNs.
Oh, yes, definitely. And those players who aren't quite as proficient and aren't used to playing this kind of stuff regularly, you actually will see a little bit of a wear on your, depending on how you approach these patterns, either your wrists or your forearms. You'll start to feel it pretty quickly near the end.
Yeah, the ending can go on for a bit.
Yeah, it's just barely fast enough to cause some strain, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I have to push myself a bit at the ending just to get the quads down.
Yeah, it's a fairly tricky alternation, too. It just goes in and out of triples and doubles. It's not that easy to hang on to and maintain really good accuracy without, again, at least pushing yourself a little bit more. You can't stay entirely relaxed unless you're extremely good.
Yeah, it's all about the technique. Well, right at the end.
Yeah, Mini Sora taking a bit of a hit there, but not going to do it anyway. 53,000 point lead for Malaysia.
Big scores.
Yeah, 168-1, 247-1 for Akuma and DeZero. 87-1 and 94 clean for Chiwi and X-Ray. Oh my.
That's pretty impressive. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's not much room to breathe. Like, teams are just, perfecting these maps, even though the map pool's so much harder.
Meanwhile, as Malaysia and Peru concluded Asgore, we actually saw the same thing for Venezuela and China. China taking their first point in that match. So 1-0 in favor of China at the moment.
Seems to be a popular pick on Asgore.
Oh, goodness. Malaysia wasting absolutely no time on their next pick, going with the mixed Tsukio Heaven. And this map is very, very difficult. Arguably one of the hardest maps in the pool.
There are a lot of tricky things in this.
Quick, let's see who didn't practice the pool when we catch the lovely SVs in the middle there.
They're so weird. They're like just slow enough to be like, if you're not careful, you don't notice them, and also slow enough to be like, if you don't notice them, you miss.
X-Ray cursing themselves, already calling a choke on themselves. Let's see if it happens.
It's like the reverse. He curses himself to like uncurse.
We've heard of the commentator curse. Now let's prepare for the player curse.
He's gonna curse us.
Oh jeez. Suddenly we can't see everything. Stream dies on our end.
Yeah. Just everything goes wrong.
Player potency with cursing is a lot worse than you realize. Don't tempt it. And off we go.
It's just so unsuspecting at the start. It seems so like a nice map at the start, and then it just puts in like shields everywhere.
Yeah, it's so innocent, and then it just gets so incredibly intrusive and really uncomfortable to play. So far, so good for all 6 players, though. No drops yet. A few 200s coming onto Coop's side, but everyone else playing pretty proficiently.
Yeah, we are seeing a bit of an accuracy being edged out by Malaysia, which is, I think, expected.
X-Ray taking a tiny drop there. Looked like it might have been a brief 200 there. Chiwi at 99.89, and that is a little bit nuts on this map because the release timing is not the cleanest in this map at all.
Everyone hitting this slow jam.
Yep, reduced SV section here. Not too bad overall, as long as you can keep yourself steady. Let's see, did everybody practice here?
Here we go.
100 by Dakuven to 0-5. And Dakuven actually dropping at the tail end of that section. And that's basically an all but seal the deal at this point. There's only a fourth of the song to go. And they've already got a tremendous lead, about 60,000 points.
Yeah, I mean, the first time playing through this map, it's just so difficult. You're like, what's going on? I can't see anything.
Ooh, density becoming a little bit of a deal here for reading it, would appear. DeZero really starting to struggle for a split second there. Dakub also finding another drop, and it is looking really bad for them, unfortunately. Hey, there's the choke. X-Ray called it. Missing right at the end.
I was curious to see whether or not he would actually drop.
Yeah.
Oh, but he got no misses.
It was a 50. It looked like an overhold there.
Yeah.
And wow, Chiwi, my goodness. 115-1. Woohoo. Chiwi's ratio is pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, he's really putting out on those LN picks.
And Malaysia currently on match point with Peru picking what may be the final pick for this match.
It'd be interesting to see what they go for. We could see some SV potentially.
Oh, Takajalubi? I don't know. See, with a team as good as Malaysia and long nodes, I mean, this is a personal opinion, but I absolutely got wrecked by the slow jam inverse every time I touched the map.
Yeah.
So,
the transition with the like the weird single stream that's like a weird speed. It just screws with you. It's so hard to play. I don't know why.
And that's what they're picking, it seems like. Yep.
I mean,
wow.
It's like the Hail Mary.
Yeah, I guess this is a pretty big Hail Mary pick. They can hope for some mistakes on slow jam transitions. That's basically all it's got to come down to. Or some mistiming in the split-handed 1/6, since those are pretty strange to hit at lower reading speeds.
Yeah, they're just difficult. Like they shouldn't be, but they are.
Yeah, it seems like it should be so trivial, and it's absolutely not.
Yeah, like I remember watching the showcase and seeing this, and I'm like, oh, okay, seems easy. Wrong.
Nope.
This is hard.
This song is permanently burnt onto my brain. Yes, this song is definitely very catchy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Everyone's talking about like how it's stuck in their head. Like on the way to work, it's just like this song.
X-ray calling yet another choke. And I think that's a pretty fair point to call it choke.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fair point for the choke to happen.
I think this map choking is just like expected. It's so difficult.
And it's funny too, because the way the map is structured, once you get a feel for it, you can get such good ratios overall, but then you could just have that lingering non-combo or just an extremely strange disjointed ratio.
Yeah, you get like three 300s.
I
And the rest
had
of
that
rainbows,
happen,
except
by
for
the
your
way.
one miss.
I had
You had the
something
one
like
miss?
that happen. I had 3 100s. Oh, whoops.
Whoopsie daisy.
Off we go. Song number 5 out of a possible 9 here, and Malaysia looking to end Peru's match and possibly the tournament, since I believe this would be Peru's second loss.
Yeah, I think so. I was just watching the Malaysia team, and all of them had like the 1 million until the LN came in. Oh, they're actually all hitting those. Oh, that's... Everyone hit them except for Takub. Oh, that's...
Gross.
That's very surprising, actually. I thought there'd be more drops.
Here's the little inverse. Nope, X-ray was wrong. 5 people still holding the full combo here. Very good accuracies overall, with the exception of Akuma, who has got a low accuracy full combo, sitting at 98.9 compared to everyone else here. Chiwi at 99.83. What? Ew.
It's insane. And I think the rest of the map is just the the catchy part.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see
stuff at this point.
Yeah, we're not gonna see anything too surprising here. Everyone looks like they've already practiced this a bit, so I think everyone's pretty comfortable hitting these.
It's nice because the patterns are actually very gently telegraphed. Even if you didn't practice, the worst damage you would take is probably on that spiky 1-4 long note, but that's going to end it here. Malaysia taking this match 5-0.
Very impressive performance from Malaysia there, and Peru as well. The Peru players, you know, they're getting some really insane ratios.
Yeah, definitely, you know, nothing to be scoffed about there. 0-5 and Akuma putting on a great showing. If they can get a solid third player, you know, that's actually got much better accuracy and consistency, they could be a pretty serious force in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, it's really sad to see, like, you know, like players who are really strong and then like they only have that one strong player.
Yeah. With that, Malaysia now going 2-0 in group stages, almost guaranteed to move on, but whether or not they get high seed or top seed will be found out tomorrow after they go against the United States. That is going to be a heck of a match.
I believe we are swapping over to China versus Venezuela now.
Ah, yes. Hopefully we make that switch very soon here. And there we are. They're currently in the process of playing that missing week departure. And the score is currently 2-0 in favor of China. The stream is not reflecting that at the moment, but it will be shortly.
Yeah, China definitely a strong team this year. Currently high seed.
Yes, high seed in this group, correct. Very good pick to play here, but this is actually Venezuela's pick. Very surprising to see a pick like this against China. It's good for choke material only if you're actually able to keep up with the map really well, but unfortunately not to be the case so much here because Edvo and Chichinia, oh my goodness, these names, both under 99% there. Very solid scores all around China, though.
This map is very, very hard, though, I think. It's quite easy to just pick up a miss.
Its blocks are so easy to pick up. I love the score distribution, the ratio distribution within these players. 185-2, 186-7, and 192-1 from the China team. That's just super tight accuracies all around.
Yeah. That's really strong. I think I know they do have a weakness on SV, but I they did ban I Do What I Want.
A bit surprising. Yeah, with that being done here, trying to up 3-0 on Venezuela and going for Scarlet Tempest. Not that surprising of a pick given the Chinese players. They are very coherent when it comes to speed, and this is the kind of song that if you're good at speed, you want to pick this against a team that might not be as good because the patterns are a little bit rigid, especially as time goes on. It gets a little bit harder to time.
Yeah, if you're not careful, I mean, it's so easy to just like misread a single note and then everything just goes from there. Especially given how fast these patterns actually are.
And Chichinad in the chat there saying that they cannot do speed at the moment. That is not a good sign. Call for a sub, maybe.
Don't give your cards away. You gotta be confident. Pretend.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, I SS this every time.
Always. V2 SS, 1 mil.
Yeah,
or bust.
Go. I really want to know if there will ever be a 1 mil in a tournament lobby. It'd be so insane.
Oh,
the first person to do it, it'll be legendary, dude.
That would be insane. And there it goes, song number 4 out of a possible 9 here. All right. And got the little accuracy builder here. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean too much on this song.
Yeah.
not too long before you get assaulted with the, what is the equivalent there? It's 165, maybe 246.5, 1/4 equivalent. That's pretty quick.
That is quite fast, considering everyone is pretty comfortable at the start here, though.
Chichinha, who was complaining about not being able to do speed at the moment, keeping a fairly decent accuracy. Not too many 200 showing up from there. That's good overall. Gearfrick with the best score on Venezuela's team, but unfortunately, between the three of them, not going to be enough to hold off China's lead at about 20,000 points.
Yeah, I mean, China's accuracy is just really shining here.
Such tight timing hit error windows there. Lucifer was so tight at the end of that stream, which is really impressive.
You did see a drop from Venezuela side from Edvo though, which isn't going to help with the score disparity. Seeing China take a fairly decent lead.
Yeah, getting closer to 50,000 now.
Yeah, we had to see coming into the second long stream after the break.
Get a moment to breathe and assess the score gap, but it is about 51,000 points, just shy of that.
Everyone playing along to the song. All right, let's see if anyone drops on this one. Venezuela really needs a drop from China, but Chinchinya is going to drop coming into this straight away from the stream.
Yeah, even though Chichinya's dropped, Edvo holding the better combo, but the accuracy not there, falling at 98%, and there is the drop.
I think that might do it. I think that China's accuracy is just a bit too high for Venezuela on this map.
Absolutely. I think Lucifer actually came through that second stream section completely unscathed in terms of 200s, which is pretty awesome.
Whoa.
Goodness. There you go.
200 from Satori, 100 from Lucifer. But Lucifer had just over half of Satori's 300s.
Wow.
And then 200s from Wilburn.
Yeah, and just completely outclassed.
Tough to beat. That is tough to beat.
And down to what could be also the final pick of this match as well.
Wait,
look what
I'm
it
seeing a
is.
recurring. I'm having deja vu. It's like
Takajalubi once more.
it's like it's like the well let's just pick this. I don't know let's see what happens. I think it's actually their best pick though. We did see the China band SV.
True that.
So
Whether or
so
not it actually
maybe
works out for them. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just surprised that we're seeing this as much as we are. I thought Takajalubi was going to be basically ignored or banned, but it's getting a lot of love apparently.
yeah, it's seeing a lot more pick than I thought it would. I just feel like there's maybe other maps that people are just like do not want to touch.
Yeah, when you pick your poison, I guess this is not too bad of one to take. It's short, pretty simple to learn. Just got that nasty little long note section, but that's really it. There's not too much more beyond that.
Yeah, once you get it all down pat, it's manageable, which is I think why we're seeing a lot more of it because of the increased difficulty. I think we're seeing a lot more people practice this year.
I can agree with that. Still waiting here. I can imagine the song is going to be starting very shortly.
Yeah, we've listened to the whole song just about now. It's quite short.
See, yet another reason to be picked there. Again, very short and sweet, as we said, as I said earlier with Jig. On the other match between Peru and Malaysia, just nice and quick. Even if you don't like it, at least you get it over with quickly.
Yeah, you just get it. Like I just want to get out of here. Let's pick this map. Nice short matches.
Fade in. Oh, Wilden Chan doing fade in. What?
What?
Well then.
This is, I think this is interesting.
Last exceed. This is not Germany.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking of. I'm like, I've only ever seen one other person do this. Well, I'm very curious.
Fade-in would be an effective mod if it weren't for the fact that the combo causes that threshold to get smaller. Because it would be effectively a screen cut, which is perfectly fine in some cases. But the variable length cut is really tough to deal with.
Oh, we'll be picking up a miss.
And just massive accuracy drop in general, down to 94% already.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people using lane covers already. So, and Flashlight is also a quite popular mod. Well, popular, relatively speaking.
I don't know. I'm wondering about the intention of this fade-in pick personally. I don't know if I've seen Wilden Chan play fade-in anywhere else before, but maybe that's just me.
My only guess is the slow jam. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But I'm not sure how much that actually helps. I could see it being helpful, but I haven't actually experimented with fade-in at all.
It's definitely tough to use. But all the difficult stuff has gone by, and China's got about a 50,000 point lead. This is all but over, barring any sort of disconnection.
And there we have it.
Yep, and that's it.
Gifrick actually getting the highest score, though.
Yeah, high score in the entire room. They're 978k with 4 200s and a single 100. Solid ratio throughout the room overall, except Wilden Chan, who just kind of went all over the place with that lovely fade-in choice.
I was just like, what? That's so weird. You like almost never see fade-in. It's one of the most uncommon mods, I reckon.
Yes, it is. And with that, China will be taking that 5-0, and I believe they are now 2-0 as well, are they not?
I think so. I believe so.
I'm going to go pull that up just to make sure that I'm entirely correct there. Nope, I take it back. They are 1-0,
yeah,
actually. That was their
yeah,
first
that
match.
was their first one.
So China in pretty good shape overall. Venezuela, though, unfortunately, that will likely do it for them. I believe they are now 0-3. So that will be it for them in this year's version of the 4-Key World Cup. Good showing by them regardless, though.
Yep. Next up, coming up in 10 minutes, we have Peru versus Thailand, and at the same time, Macau versus Canada.
Yes. Peru versus Thailand is, by all senses, basically a show match. Both teams here are 0-2, so they're fighting to try and at least get one win for themselves in this group. It's very likely that neither of these teams are going to go beyond group stage here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it feels really bad going into a match knowing you're just like, well, it doesn't really matter, but it's good to make the most of things.
Yep,
and you never know.
No, you definitely don't. The match that will also be running in parallel to Peru and Thailand is between Macau and Canada. Both of these teams actually have one loss. So this is essentially a fight for their tournament lives here. The loser is almost certainly going to be out of group stage, whereas the winner at least has a breathing chance of potentially getting on, barring the next match that they have to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rough coming into, the group stage, and if you pick up a loss on your first match, like every match after that is like on the edge.
Yeah, not much to be said about it here. I feel like the disjoint in map difficulty and structure has been making matches a little bit more one-sided. It seems like there's a lot more sweeps going on this time around in the group stage. There was probably a fair amount last time, but I don't remember it being this bad so quickly.
Yeah, there's a lot of 5-1s, 5-0s. I think as far as I can tell, there's only one 5-3, which was Macau versus Spain.
That's right. There's been 25 matches as far as I can count here. And of those 25 matches, I'm counting 10, 11, 14, 16 sweeps, I believe.
That is a lot of sweeps. Be interesting.
17 actually.
I'm not sure, like, if there's any team, like any match in particular that I'm seeing here that might not be a sweep, like, or a 5-1.
No, it's definitely difficult to see anything here. I definitely feel like there could be some. Let me see. Looking down at the rest of these matches here, there's a lot of tough matches for some lower and unseeded teams, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we need to look for the. I think between high seeds and top seeds, we'll be seeing maybe closer matches depending on the matchup.
One match that I'm definitely interested in seeing the result of, because I think that one could be one of the more contested and blow-for-blow matches, maybe between the United Kingdom and Sweden. Sweden's definitely one of the more threatening high seed teams in group stage. And of course, the United States and Malaysia. We've been seeing how Malaysia's been performing. They've had an incredible showing. Both Malaysia and United States have a delta of 9. They've both lost 1 point. Both to the same team, interestingly enough. They both lost a point to Thailand. But they're both in to the bracket stage almost certainly. But whether or not which team comes out first and second, that's a whole other thing that's going to be decided tomorrow. And I think it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, we got a lot of big matches to look forward to.
For sure. Oh wow! Also, China and Chile. I completely forgot about that.
Well, yeah, that is actually. That's one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very close.
Got the multi-lobbies up for the upcoming matches now. Just waiting for the players to join and put in their warm-ups.
Excellent. You know, all things considered, looking at some of the overall performances by some of the teams that are probably low seed and unseeded, and this is being mentioned currently right now, but I think it's worth mentioning out in the open too. This map pool is substantially harder than previous years in terms of group stage. And even the unseeded teams are actually doing a fairly solid job, at least hanging in there. I thought that some of the scores would be substantially worse. And they really haven't been that bad. A lot of times you've got some situations here where a team is only behind because of lacking a capable third player. And that's a shame, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the more lower seeded teams, actually really keeping up with the high seed teams this year. And even if there are a whole bunch of sweeps, the matches are still quite close, and you're seeing them pick up points here and there.
Yeah, sure thing.
And we're seeing Macau come in as the only team to pick up, to not get sweeped or only pick up a single point. So I think that they have a good fighting chance, especially considering their seeding. They put up a good fight.
Yeah, definitely. Spain, they've got iTour there. Spain's a pretty unstable low seed team overall. iTour definitely helps, but they don't have a huge balance, and I think that's why Macau was able to put up a good fight. I'd love to see them continue to push, and Canada's going to be a pretty good test for them.
Yeah, it is a big match for them. Peru players, of course, already here, just coming off the back of their previous match.
That wasn't too long ago. At least they're probably still a little bit warm. And hopefully not tired.
Hopefully not.
They didn't really get too much into the demanding picks of this pool, thankfully. Well, there's a couple of them. There's not too many. But either way, they probably had a fair bit of time to at least get themselves not aching if they were fatigued for any reason.
Enough time to get like a coffee or something. Just like relax for a little bit. Alright, we're just waiting on another player from Thailand, and we've got a full lobby.
Thailand's got their players in. The full lobby has been attained.
We've assembled the Voltron. It'll be interesting to see this match. I think it's going to be a lot closer than versus Malaysia. Malaysia is like absolutely showing like how capable they are. This one, seeds are closer, so it'll be really interesting to see. And Peru really, they put in a good effort. So Thailand will have to match that, and we'll see how they go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Malaysia, again, we keep mentioning this, and I think it is worth saying over and over again. Malaysia is not playing around as a high seed team. They are a very serious threat that will linger into the bracket stages. I'm really excited to see how they perform.
It's always scary when you're at the top seed and you see a high seed just absolutely crushing the group stages.
Saint Marcianito hand. Okay. Oh, and memes. Yes.
And memes.
And it's funny. It's like we have to have memes as the artist name, and it's the part that's not parenthesized. The actual artist is parenthesized. That's not important. It's just
it has to be memes. 1000% real, no fake, Forky.
Oh, what the?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh my gosh. This is fantastic.
I'm just listening to it now. This is some groovy.
Spicy Latin memes.
Wait a minute. Oh no.
What?
Oh no. Was that what I thought it was?
I didn't think it was, but I think I have a feeling. I have a feeling I'm thinking what you're thinking of.
It sounded like it at least.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
I'm
think
just like, maybe I just think about this thing too much.
No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't it, but I know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure.
We got like the telepathic bond going on.
Well, for different reasons, I might know what you're talking about. But in any case,
I like how it's ready in the background. Like, are you ready for this?
it's so hard to transition back to what we were hearing back to this.
Yeah, I know, right? Totally normal song, guys.
Ooh, pretty dense jump streams there.
Seeing a flashlight coming out from Daniel.
I'm not sure if he's a flashlight regular or not. I haven't seen any MP links, but I get the sense that he may be.
It's always interesting to see flashlight mains, you know, like I feel like they all have like one thing that they just hate. Oh god.
There's the dome.
You can't tell me that's not it. That sounds so much like it.
No, definitely not.
It's like just off. It's like a bootleg.
Oh my gosh, the roast.
Oh my god, I love this.
Fantastic memes.
Look at it go.
The 05 is absolutely not having it anymore. It's like a momentary quit and jump trill.
Oh god. They're just practicing for Scarlet Tempest, let's be real.
Oh, patterns are too easy for that. It's just rolls.
Isn't that just what Scarlet Tempest is? Yeah.
Come on.
These are a bit easier.
A little bit more credit.
Just a bit easy. Just hit the notes, man.
Just hit the notes. Still an amazing warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, this is just great. There's like split trills and it's just completely... it doesn't make any sense.
Nope, this is your textbook dump file, for sure. Oh, the really nice thing about these kinds of maps for warm-up, though, is you get a bit of a sense of some physical capability for the teams. Because you know that they're going to be warming up before these matches, of course. So you kind of get a little bit of a sense of how hard they can go when it needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean... That's like the secret technique, you know, getting information from like your meme warm-ups.
and then just this is just completely left out in Uncharted.
That's the worst when you play a song and you hear like the best ending to the song. It's not mapped. It's like, oh, well, now I have to map it myself.
Yep, that's one warm-up done, though. Waiting for the second one. See what Thailand's going to have.
I'm almost scared.
Almost?
Almost. I've seen a lot of warm-ups.
You just need to see coinage again, that's all.
Yeah, just one more time. Like, that's all I can handle. Like, one more coinage, I'm out.
And we are sitting here waiting, watching the spastic O circles.
I was like, I looked up and I just saw that. I'm like, they're going a bit fast. Like, normally it's quite relaxed.
They are angry at the lack of map. Pick, please. See, now they're calm again.
Yeah, it's just the player's heart rate, like mid-match.
Oh, this again, Exargon.
Ooh.
I recall this being a warm-up for a different match, if I'm not mistaken. The difficulty name looks familiar, anyway.
Just waiting on my Aussie internet.
Akuma.
Don't
This
mind.
is not meme enough. Akuma says, I need memes to keep myself alive. Guys, tournament strategy here. Don't pick memes. You'll kill Akuma. It becomes 3-on-2. You've got a
That's the
chance,
strategy
Thailand.
right there. Well, I mean, I'm just going to let you know that Australia will never not pick memes for warm-ups. Thank you very much. We live and die by them.
Yes, if there's no memes, what's the point? Off to the second warm-up here. Xargon 4-key lets the beat drop. Incorrect apostrophe and all.
Let's the beat drop.
Let us.
There's like so much wrong with that as well.
Oh, that was a tiny slow jam. It looked like it reduced itself just a tiny bit.
I always think that, but I like convince myself I'm going crazy. Actually, I think that does actually look like slow jam.
It's very
it's so hard to tell though.
0.85 or 0.9.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, that
oh, there you go.
that confirms it.
See, there you go. See, that's normal.
Okay. It's so hard to tell sometimes.
Ooh, those
Like
triples.
0.99 slow jam. Ooh.
Ooh, those are interesting SVs.
Well, now you've got my attention.
Ooh, lots of mini input, and you can see it much more clearly now, but lots of implicit mini
Whoa.
throughout this. And
This
this is
is
starting to look a
quad
lot like
streams.
II here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
This is just
or
going
II there.
insane.
Pretty good measure of chord consistency, or excuse me, not consistency, rather ability to keep your chords cohesive. So lack of splitting and whatnot. You can see if people are dropping off here. We had a little bit of dropping off from players that you might expect to be a little bit better on stuff like this. Akuma and DeZero had a lot of 200s in that initial section, but they got their bearings pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'd be saying that this is far beyond the group stage difficulty, and it still is, but it's not. This year, it's not as far as it would be. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit closer because of the accelerated structure. Oh,
hello. I think nowadays, though, things like this, you know, starting to get a bit sight readable with a bit of approximation. If you kind of used to SV, this is just dirty, though.
Yeah, this is brutal. At least it lasted for a short time there, but man, that was some nasty balancing.
Oh, and then it goes into inverse. This map has got everything.
Yeah, it definitely has a little piece of each construct you'd want on the map there. Although I'll say the effectiveness of this map certainly not as good as it could be in some places. This is not very fun in a couple of places for sure.
Just like shoving every pattern in. Oh, okay, that is brutal at the ending there. Those release timings are insane.
And then the teleport endings, of course.
Yeah, because like we just can't help ourselves, can we? We're just like, all right, it's the ending.
Hey,
Teleport.
look at this. SSA, 93% from both of the A's.
Oh,
Pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty close on this
and
one,
the,
which is
and
a little
the
bit
same
higher.
spots as well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Akuma rolling a third of $1.33. Oh, but Daniel rolling a 20.
Oh,
And Thailand will be banning first.
Interesting to see the bans and picks here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see there will be a reason once more being banned by an LN team here. Of course, talking about Thailand, just because, again, length, who wants to deal with that?
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, nobody expected them to just, like, have it up in case they need that extra point, but we're just seeing some of them just go straight for the ban on it. Like, they didn't even want to touch it.
Oh. So Thailand banning Tic Tac Dreamer. That's
Interesting.
I believe that's different from their last. Was that different from their last one? I did not catch the ban on the previous match they played.
The previous match, I believe Peru banned Tic Tac.
Ah, that was it. I knew I saw it at some point.
Yeah. Which means that Thailand banned Peru's go-to ban, I think.
Yep, that basically gives Peru a second ban. And they are knocking out Tsukio Heaven, which I do not blame them.
I agree with that one. Those two maps are insanely difficult to get good accuracy on. Even if you can play it, like, you could SC that and still get like a 97 or something very easily.
Yeah, low accuracy full combos, definitely not out of the realm of possibility on a map like that. Alephi's notorious for some pretty difficult release maps.
Straight into the juice.
Yes, I like it.
Not a bad song to open up on, you know, especially if you like practice it before the match and you're just like fresh in your mind and you're just like, I want to get it out of the way. Like, I'm not going to forget anything in the map.
No, and then said there's very minimal memory required for it once you get the hang of what it is. It's just more so playing it to gain the confidence.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that what you tap, you're going to tap in confidence. And it's so important because it's the difference from somebody who gets an extremely low 300 count and somebody who gets a high 300 count but doesn't have any 200s. You've got to have that confidence that you're going to hit everything as rainbows. It's really important for a map like this because it doesn't have that many notes either.
Yeah, every 300 counts. There's like maybe 1 or 2 sections where you have to watch out, and other than that though, it's pretty much all very repetitive stuff. You just have to know kind of the patterns that it follows.
Yep, and that's it. And again, once you gain that familiarity, ghost tapping is totally available for you. Just got to make sure you don't do it in certain spots. I will note, though, that last time we saw an SV pick with Dakub actually did not perform very well. I'm hoping that maybe he quickly reviewed the map and put it in there, put the work in to see if he can actually hold the Thailand. Ooh, bad start, though.
A little bit of accuracy drops there. The beginning is actually quite an interesting spot because I noticed that a lot of people have no difficulty at all, just like getting an insanely good ratio on this. This is because like the beginning is really easy for people who are confident.
Yeah, for sure. Dakub really having a hard time here, already below 99%. The SVs haven't even started yet. The 0-5 with a 99.96, holding up to Boss Madwolf at 99.96 as well. And my goodness, that scroll speed is so high.
It looks like he's a bit more confident on the SV here. Just picking up a couple accuracy drops here and there. But I believe last time we saw he had already missed by now, so definitely an improvement.
Yeah, I might have put in a quick review, which is always good to do. Anytime you can optimize your score, always take it.
Oh, picking up a drop there at that section. I believe that's one of the sections I think, you know, you need to be careful about.
Yeah, it's tough to find a ghost tap there, and then
that one
actually not correctly timed. The song plays 1/3, but it's actually a little bit disjointed. It's like some strange 1/8 spacing thing that you have to look at. It's a little tricky.
Like that, Thailand's going to take the first point.
Reasonable margin there, just under 100,000. And
oh
my god.
Whoa. I didn't even notice. What?
That is incredible ratio.
That is insane. That is really insane.
Take notes. Don't have to take too many notes because, again, the odds of Thailand getting out of group stage, unfortunately, not very great, being that they've got 2 losses already. But wow, what a showing regardless. Lost cool. Nothing to scoff at either. 109 with 2 200s. Solid. The 0-5, well under 100 there. 87, but 5 200s kind of putting a damper on that score.
I'm just in shock. That accuracy, 99.92 on score v2. That is the good stuff, let me tell you. Well, be interesting to see where Thailand goes after that. I can imagine them just going straight for LN. Oh.
Oh my goodness, here we
line.
are again. 2 SV picks
Yeah.
back to back. Takajalubi showing up once more.
It seems a lot of attention, and I'm genuinely surprised. Like the SV picks this year, even though there's still only 2, you know, they're seeing a lot of attention.
I'm curious to see how Boss Mad Wolf performs on this one. It's like, all right, you got the goods on I do what I want. Let's see you pull it off on this one now.
Yeah, okay, look, if he pulls it off on this, I'm done. Like, that that is ridiculous.
You can tell if somebody is able to get 41 on I do what I want, it means that they've put in the time to become confident. And again, it's always important to notice the difference between somebody who knows the map and somebody who's confident in the map. And let's see if the Boss Mad Wolf has put enough to be in that second stage here.
I swear to God, if he does it, I will actually just like leave my room. I'll be like, I have to think about life for a bit. What have I been doing wrong?
Just gotta have your brief existentialism crisis and just reevaluate everything.
Yeah, just a quick 5-minute break for just to think about my whole life so far.
All right, off we go on song number 2 out of a possible 9 in this match between Thailand and Peru. Here, let's see how this one rolls out.
This one's always interesting. Unfortunately, everything's kind of packed towards the front of the map. So the ending is kind of a bit lackluster, but it's still fun to watch.
Everything is in the first 2/3 of the map. The last part's basically free. Even without practice, it's basically free.
Yeah, I mean, it's very sight readable. It's very nice with the timing.
Coming in on the first slow jam here. No rushes, so that's a good start on everybody's side right there. Oh my goodness. Dakub just lost 6% on that burst.
Oh, that is a lot. Oh, and then he hit the second one really well. Oh.
Yeah, that was just a pure misread there. It looked like he swapped 2 columns with his hands there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, those are so easy to misread though. Okay, I think I'm safe from the 997K. I think we're safe.
Picking up 4 or 5 200s in the slow gem inverse, and that is a really difficult section to hit.
Yeah, it's so hard. We're seeing drops from Peru here on Akuma and the 0. And of course, Akuma had already dropped, but he actually has a big combo now, considering.
Yeah, all of Peru losing their full combo, so that's just completely over and done with. Whereas we have 3 full combos on Thailand, and all of them clearly have a path of ghost tapping here, although it's pretty simple to do so. Lost Cool at 99.76. I'm very interested in seeing what the ratio is on this score. And you can tell Boss Mad Wolf very much practicing, tapping out the added lyrics. Look at that, 76 78-1.
992. That is a really good score on Takajalubi. I said it right the first time. I didn't say anything, dude. What are we talking about?
Oh, might have had a little strange difficulty there, or technical difficulty there in terms of song picks. I'm not sure. Also just noticed there between Akuma and DeZero actually had the same 300 count at 105.
Oh, seeing Thailand come in very confidently to this match, picking up the first 2 points. So they've already got their break point. All they have to do now is they can go back and forth if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's it. Once you get that break point on a pool like this, it's just back and forth punches for sure. God, I'm really bad with the names. The one with Jax, I believe they are referring to Asgore.
The one with the chords.
The one with the Jax XD.
The big accuracy one.
The one where I can 99.95.
The one where I'm confident.
Lost Cool trying to throw some diversions there. Oh, they're going for that missing week. That is not what they were intending, I think. I don't remember that missing week having that much in the way of Jax. Maybe some crazy disproportionate or disjointed bursts, rather. Oh, my goodness. It looks like they may actually be going with that missing week, I guess.
That missing name.
The missing name. The only thing missing are the names on my brain. That sounds about right. So, contrary to what Akuma was saying here, this map's not primarily focused on Jax, but rather really, really rigid patterns. This is easily the most complex map in the group stage in terms of actual maybe rice picks. Or charts that don't have long notes in it. I gotta not use the jargon too much here, but yes, this is a pretty tricky map to just full combo is pretty difficult on this actually.
I think I'd put this at one of the hardest in the pool. I think definitely the hardest of the actual rice. I think we're okay using rice.
I try not to use that term too much.
It's so convenient though.
It's convenient, but it itself has colloquialism, so it's like, let's try to stay away from it once in a while.
But yeah, I definitely think this is easily one of the hardest.
Another thing, too, from personal practice is it is very, very easy to get blocks on this because you try so hard to transition into the burst patterns to get good accuracy, and then you just completely flub your muscle memory, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the first time I played this, I played it really well, and then I played the second time, and it just gets worse. And then you fix up that one part, and then another part goes.
My very first play, full, I got 147.4. I could not beat that first play despite grinding it out. It was so bad.
That's the worst when your sight reads the best. You just can't beat it.
Off we go, though. There's also another map where you can actually, despite it not being really an SV map, there's another situation where it's like knowing the map and then being confident in it, because there's a lot of transitions that you really need to be mindful of. Otherwise, you could just easily dump 200s everywhere from not remembering how a pattern should be executed.
Whoa, we're seeing a few drops from both Sharpkun and the Cube.
Yeah, it looks like they dropped at the same exact burst, and Sharp actually dropping a second time there. Still sitting above 99% as opposed to the Cubes now just hitting 98 and falling.
Going back to that memorizing the map thing, I've memorized like all the combos where if I'm FCing, I have to watch out at this specific combo for this like specific pattern.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. You keep yourself mentally aware.
It does help a lot though, being prepared for like these, because they come so quickly if you're not ready.
Absolutely. Solid opening, like just solid performances by Akuma and Jazero, actually taking out two of Indonesia's players with their percentages and overall scores, but unfortunately, again, we keep speaking of Jacob not quite keeping up, unfortunately, and this is one instance where it might have actually cost Peru a chance at a point here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in the way of difficulty anymore. There is like maybe a few places that you can drop if you misread, but now I think this is pretty much done.
It's rather unfortunate. It's such a solid showing by Peru in general, but unfortunately they're going to fall about 45,000 points short at the end of everything. And again, really good ratios. Oh my goodness, 176-1 from Lost Cool, 178-1 from Jazero5. So basically neck and neck.
Those scores are just insane. Did we say this is unseeded versus low? Excuse me?
This is.
What?
This is unseeded and low. And look at these scores just in general.
And look at these scores.
197.
I could easily confuse this for top versus high seed. Like, those scores are so good.
Yeah, 178-1, 185-3, 176-1, 197-5, just basically, just fighting off each other like a tournament match should. This is a very good showing by both teams there.
Obviously, I'm just like, why? How are these scores so good? How is everyone in this doing so good? All right. Let's see where Thailand goes. We've gotten rid of both the SV picks, and it looks like they're very confident on a lot of things, actually. Oh, but we're gonna go for Saigo.
Yeah, this is a pretty good pick overall. If you're solid at long notes, nothing too complicated here. Just requires a lot of focus.
Yeah, if you stop paying attention, it's very easy to miss and just drop LN everywhere. But if you pay attention, you can really just get out a good score.
I think the thing that helps Saigo as a map, as being possible to learn quickly, is that it's, in my opinion, it's mapped really intuitively. You really get an easy sense of what everything is following without too much effort. So it flows really nicely. And then the song itself is actually pretty good, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I noticed when practicing it that, like, once you kind of figure out what everything's following, it's a lot easier to actually play.
Sure thing. There's a couple of sections that have some slightly unintuitive releases, but once you just put a little bit of practice and hammer it out, you'll be perfectly fine. I've seen some pretty good scores on this already.
Yeah, and considering how it's not, 5 minutes, I think it's definitely a bit more of a popular LN pick than there is a reason.
For sure.
Does anyone know? Do you know the pick rate on There Is a Reason? I haven't seen it played yet. I think there might be like a few hidden away.
Not entirely sure. If we can get a statistician on that, that'd be awesome. Meanwhile, we are starting song number 4 out of a possible 9 here in this match between Peru and Thailand. It's Saigo. Long note consistency pick here. Pretty fun to actually watch overall. It looks nice visually, in my opinion, too.
I really like this map a lot.
It's really clean, which, a lot of long note maps can be really messy and so difficult to play through, just tough to hang on to and read visually. But this one doesn't have much of a reading challenge. It's just more so making sure that your finger independence is solid and making sure that you release when you're supposed to. Basically, at the core, a good long note practice map.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of kind of LN picks, have lower OD, and sometimes they use that to justify some questionable things.
Daniel having a really rough start for Thailand, and Dakub is actually basically sitting head-to-head with him right now, and this lead is very small. It's actually under 10,000 points at the moment.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 FCs on both teams, and then Dakub and Daniel having, I think Dakub has a few more misses. Oh, I picked up a few more there.
Having a little bit more trouble balancing there, and that's unfortunate because Dakub's combo never got above 400, so he's receiving less of that bonus from Score V2's combo mechanic there. Thailand receiving all of the benefit there as Daniel recovers very quickly, and the accuracy in general is rising relatively quickly.
Yeah, it's just really important to hold on to that combo. I think a lot of maps you can win by just holding on to combo and then working on the accuracy on the side. Like, it's really important to keep a combo.
Peru finally receiving the full benefit of their combo as Daniel finds another drop, so there's going to be a little bit of ground gained here so long as Dakub can keep the accuracy and combo intact. It may be too little too late, though, as there's only a third of the song to go, and the lead is pretty large.
We're actually seeing DeZero really confident on this map. He's at 99.65. Everyone else being around 99.4 on Thailand, and then 98 mark, 99 mark for Akuma and Dakub.
Sitting on 1 full combo on Peru again, as mentioned, to 0-5 against 2 from Thailand. 4K Shrub and Sharp Kun doing a pretty solid job overall. Accuracy is not quite as high as the 0, but still, when you've got 2 full combos on the map, like, oh, 4K losing it though. On a pretty easy section, I might add.
In the other match against Macau and Canada, Macau lost on Saigo by 611 points.
Oh my goodness. Sub
It was
1K.
so close.
Every note matters.
Yeah, that's like, whoa. Daniel dropping on the easier island there.
Interesting. Daniel seems to have some coordination issues when things stop. Both of the misses that were obtained in the later part of the song were just on really trivial things.
Yeah, I mean, tournaments, man, they do some weird things.
The 0 breaking at the end of the song, unfortunately. No full combos remaining for Peru, and that is going to do it for Thailand. Now up 4-0 after winning Saigo by about 78,000 points there.
Now we're going to see where Peru wants to go with what could be potentially their last pick. And
just waiting for something that could, like, you know, showcase the accuracy. But the problem is it seems like there's a physical limitation. I feel like if they had a solid third, they would immediately jump for something like Genesis at Oasis, because, you know, 0 and Akuma will absolutely destroy that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like both of these teams have really strong accuracy players. And I feel like the only reason why they're a bit lower seed is because they're maybe missing a third player for like specific skill sets, or they're really heavy in one skill set
and unbalanced in others. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna see Asgore though.
Yep, Asgore for a potential match point here for Thailand. Here, Peru's going to try to fight it off. We have already seen Peru do Asgore, and as expected, Akuma into 0 doing fantastic. You know, very good accuracy overall. The Cubs started pretty solid, but then started to have some issues hanging on once the triples started alternating a bit more quickly. Hopefully we can alleviate that and keep the match a little bit tighter, see if Peru can steal 1 point away from Thailand. And that in itself would be a really good feat, because Thailand's playing very well at the moment.
Yeah, we're seeing Boss Mad Wolf come back in. I'm just scared, to be honest. Like, the scores he's put on the table are just like insane. So I'll be interested to see if he can, you know, just make me like fall out of my chair or something on this.
Boss Mad Wolf. Oh, I want to watch the live stream. VODs. VODs are your friend.
Yeah, I went back and watched my VOD.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I just watched myself, to be honest. Totally not.
You're
totally not weird.
No, it's vain. It's vain. It's not narcissistic. It's just vain.
Just gonna, you know, see where I can improve. Totally. Yeah, just watch the stream at the same time. Play off the live stream.
Oh man.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
No, unfortunately not. You'd have to play on something like Caffeine, where the stream delay is basically 0, or Mixer.
Yeah. Wouldn't quite work on Twitch.
Gotta play on Scroll Speed
Whoa.
1.
Did I see that correctly?
It looks like Sharp Kun completely messed up in the beginning there.
Just like didn't even play the start. That's interesting.
Someone wasn't ready after hitting the ready button. Bad.
Big mistake. Alright, well, I have a feeling that Boss Mad Wolf is just going to absolutely crush this, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because he just absolutely crushed accuracy last time.
Yeah, Boss Mad Wolf's definitely one of the higher class players that Thailand has. Just incredible, well-rounded player. And, I mean, showcasing it here, too. Best accuracy in the entire match at the moment on Asgore, and we're about a fifth of the way into the song, so still more to be played, of course.
I think if you can nail down this section here, it's going to be a really, really, really strong score. It's just this part here is so difficult.
Keeping an eye on Kubin, he's doing much better this time around on this section compared to before. He was already below 99% in the previous match at this point, so he's doing really solid here. If he can keep this up, oh, there's the miss, but still doing well overall.
The curse. The curse is real.
Kub is handling the triples very well compared to before. I think he's a little bit more motivated to actually try and do really well here, but the scores are now flashing. Thailand's about to take it back.
Yeah. It's very close. We're actually seeing Boss Mad Wolf below 99.9. But he's just picked it back up now.
There it is, yeah, 99.9%.
Oh, picked up a 200 though.
Zero is trying to fight against Mad Wolf. Peru's Zero from, Peru's trying to fight off as best as they can. They're doing fairly well. It's actually a pretty close matchup if you look at it
really
one by one here.
Oh no, Deku dropping. I think that might be it.
Team, yeah, I think it might be it. You're gonna need some serious
depends on the
drops.
ending. Zero's ACK is actually really close to Boss Mad Wolf as well, considering the 200 that he picked up.
Yeah, still very close, within 3/100ths of 1% between the two there. Akuma's fighting off Daniel TH, and Kub is falling behind Sharp Kun, and that's why the score gap is growing.
All right, here we go. This is the moment of truth. It's still really, really close.
Kub is losing focus. You can see it in his hit error. It is starting to spread very wide. Still not dropping.
I think it might be over, which is really unfortunate.
There it is.
Let's see this. 1-200 from Boss Mad Wolf there.
V1SS by Zero. Not quite as good of a ratio as Mad Wolf, but the fact that there were no 200s there, impressive work. And Sharp Kun's ratio and score looking completely ridiculous because of the beginning.
Yeah. She's like, what? I saw that and I'm like, surely that's not okay. And it didn't correct itself, and I'm like, oh, okay. That actually happened. Alright, that will be it. Thailand versus Peru.
Yes, it will, and unfortunately, always sad to say here, but both of these teams are actually not moving on in bracket stages. Thailand having 2 losses, and Peru having 3. We do have a 3-0, or soon to be 3-0 likely team in this group, so unfortunately, no real hope of them going on here, but still a good showing by both teams regardless.
Yep, we have Macau versus Canada in the back, but I think that is also quite close to being done.
Yeah, last I checked, it was 4-0 in favor of Canada.
But they are playing the very long map.
Oh, there is a reason getting some love?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. And yeah, we are being swapped to that now. So the streamer
just
is there,
started,
and
so.
yeah, good timing. Free Flow having
Macau
a really bad
has actually
start
put
there.
up
Macau actually, yeah,
really,
Macau's got the
really
lead
good
at the
scores
moment.
Yeah, they've put up really good scores. They were so close to getting a point. Like, they were 600 score away. It was so close. So, oh, Dot picking up a miss. Really, really early in this map.
Yeah, 2 misses on Canada's side. The only person holding the full combo there is Barry against 3 Macau full combos. And now we're going to start seeing a little bit more complexity in the structure here. We're going to see if Macau can fight off Canada, who I believe has substantially better accuracy in general as a whole. Let's see how it goes. Right now they've got about 17,000 points of buffer, which is very large for a song of this length.
Those drops from Canada, though, are really going to help out Macau with the score. Even though they were early, so the actual score loss is a bit less, considering how they didn't get up to the 400 combo mark. It still is quite a fair amount of score, and it's why the main reason why they have the lead at the moment.
And a little bit more of a normal section here. Very few long notes. They will return very shortly, though. Bit of an accuracy builder for Canada to bring the score back a little bit closer. It's been cut down to about 15,000, so the prowess and accuracy showing a little bit more in favor of Canada, and they'll probably gain a tiny bit more ground back as long as the long notes stay away.
Yeah, it's all about, this is all about the consistency. It just goes for so long, and then there's a few difficult sections that come in, and, if they catch you off guard, you have to be really careful.
Down to 11,000, but it's about to restart again. Macau showing some incredible consistency at the moment with 3 full combos, and the accuracies are generally pretty high. We've got 199 just under 99.2, but that still beats out one of Canada's players, so job is being done.
Yeah, I mean, all the teams are just doing so well. It's really, really impressive.
Looking at the general accuracies here, it seems like Macau's only got the lead due to Canada's early misses there. Because they're generally under, the exception of free flow, of course, being under 99%. But it's still pretty close. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, I mean, Macau is unseeded, I believe. And
yes, they are.
Look at their scores. I mean, the unseeded teams are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna 99% these.
They gotta put up a fight. They're in the World Cup for a reason. They can play the game. Just because they're doesn't mean you have to think any less of them. They were good enough to qualify for the Cup, and that alone speaks for something.
Yeah, the competition this year is just so impressive.
In final Ki here, and I've got about 13,000 into it. Song is almost finished. Got to hold on just a little bit longer. Oh, Capchon finding a couple of 200s there. The lead is tightening up a little bit.
Dot getting another miss.
That might be the saving grace for Macau here with that miss. Full combo.
All they have to do is hold on. It's the last bit. It's so close, but so far. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh no, don't let this be like another 600 point loss. That would be so heartbreaking.
I don't think we're going to be seeing anything like that.
I think they're safe. I think they're safe.
Yes. Something else, something more impressive to note is we talked about how teams wanted to avoid this song because of the length. And then you look at Macau's performance. 3 full combos.
Applause. Nothing but applause. I can't clap because I had to hold push to talk, but...
9 200s, 7 200s. Very good showing by both of them. IDQ a little bit under par there at 34 200s, but clearly enough to hold off Freeform there, who had over 50. But yay, sweet prevention.
It's worth noting that this is the top seed of the group versus the unseeded, and they managed to take a point, which is just like so insane.
Never.
Competition is so high.
Yes, never forget about the underdogs. They're always worth fighting for. And Tsukio Heaven coming by Canada. Oh my, going for the jugular.
This map is it's something.
Waiting for the start here, but this would be song 6 out of a potential 9 here. Wondering if we could see the beginnings of a reverse sweep. That would be pretty cool, especially being against a top-seeded team. IDQ calling final song bad. I do not agree with your logic. Fight for it.
Fight for it. Yeah, you got to go to the end. You got to keep going.
Off we go. Canada on match point here. If they take this, they will defeat Macau in this match of the group stages.
Gotta watch the accuracy in the early section here. It's really easy to pick up 200s if you're not really confident on these releases, because they're just a tiny bit awkward, and it's enough for you to pick up 200s.
HH and Capchon doing fine on Macau side, but IDQ actually having some release issues, releasing quite early in many circumstances here. Got to try to alleviate that, especially when things start to ramp up a little bit.
There's a little bit of a shield coming up here. Ooh, Caption picking up a miss and IDQs.
Yeah, that is absolutely unfortunate. Canada still holding 3 FCs, all with really high accuracy in general.
Oh, that split shield just taking Caption out.
98.5. Wow, that was a lot of damage there. And in general, Canada handling the slow gem well. Barry taking a tiny hit on the SV bump there, but doing fine otherwise.
All right, let's see. Coming into this harder section here, IDQ's picking up a miss into that stream.
Yeah, much more balance required here in this section, and Canada handling it pretty well. HH Fangirl doing solid in terms of accuracy, still the only person above 99% against Macau, or on Macau rather, but Canada just completely above that, even by their worst players, their worst performers at the moment.
Yeah, Canada seems a lot more confident on this than there is a reason.
Not much to say about this here. You know, both teams performing really well, but Canada unfortunately having a very large upper hand. Finding a miss at the end there, but not even going to be close to causing an issue.
Very impressive scores from Canada there. They must have seen they must have seen at the point that they lost, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pick up our game."
Losing to an unseeded. What is wrong with me? Never take anything away from the unseeded there. Macau actually stealing a point there. An impressive show of consistency on there is a reason. Unfortunately, this will be it for them in this match at group stage. I'm not sure if they are already eliminated. I believe they are, actually.
Oh, I will try to confirm.
Yep, that's right. They lost 5-3 to Spain earlier on, so that would do it for them. So unfortunately, this will be the last time that we see Macau, or not the last time, but we won't see them outside of group stages, rather.
Yeah. And I believe that's all we have for the stream at the moment. The next match being at 10 UTC. Philippines versus South Korea, Australia versus Indonesia, both at the same time.
Good luck,
then following up. That's the hard match. That's the one that's spooky. Yeah, so stay tuned for those ones. They're going to be in about 6 hours. As for now, though, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and we'll see you then.
And for those of you who are not across the ocean or living in Australia, probably go to bed. That's probably a good idea right now.
Maybe. Sometimes I forget that I live in tomorrow.
Future land.
Future land.
But yeah, guys, this has been the 4Key World Cup. We will be back at 10 a.m. UTC, as mentioned before, and still a lot of good tournament matches to come, so stay tuned for sure.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.